it took quite a bit. Did you watch them all last night? What'd you watch? Wow, on the road to Gallup.
You didn't go to.
Right, we're not to Gallup. What's up? Tom Osborne.
Okay, so that's why I don't know. You guys can't just be plugged into one audio system here. This is the audio we need. Whatever you're getting from here isn't what we're feeding through here. So all of everything we're hearing, we weren't getting any of the good audio from Jeff. We need to be plugged into here, so we're hearing what's coming out of here. Yep.
A home run for Madison Frisella. The Eagles take the lead on a solo shot to center field. That's the high five from the coach.
Have you guys been only using that headset?
Big lead, and now he takes off. Santiago with the throw. Got him.
Over third, and he got him.
So you're getting clean feed from there. You're hearing Jeff.
Yes.
Good. And that's the only one you guys have been listening to?
Yeah, because I set it up the same way.
I know.
I think she's got her. She certainly has.
2-1 now the count. There's a shot. Fire, fire, fire. Good night now. 3-1 bomb.
It's such an amazing stat.
By Aiden Griego.
Point guard at that level that handles the ball, that has the ball in his hands so much of the time. It doesn't trip.
Gets a piece of that one. Just a great play by the second baseman. A leaping catch by Adon Young.
Through the middle. It will get through. One run is across, and the Sartans will walk this one off. That is the game.
Up and say, oh, his offensive role is going to go. It's really more usage for Cameron Johnson. Chris Paul's got to be more aggressive, and that's not necessarily the way he likes to play. He likes to pick his spots and probably take over late in the game offensively. But this is an absolute game changer for not just this first round series, but for the Western Conference.
100%, and I think for the entire playoffs. This is the 1 seed. This is a team that went to the final last year and had a chance to win this thing. And this is their best player. This is a guy, when you were having the conversation yesterday, who's the MVP in this league, he was in that conversation. That's how good Devin Booker is. He had 31 points in 25 minutes last night. Dapped up a baby. It was sitting courtside, JJ. They're playing the 8 seed. This was done. They were on their way to a 2-0 lead.
Rolling.
Yeah. Third
Love
quarter,
and life.
Third quarter, he goes back to the locker room. Now they're calling it a hamstring. What are they calling it? A strain? A stretch? Now, they didn't say tear. They're not going to tell you that last night.
Hamstring injury.
Injury. You ever hurt your hamstring?
It's not fun.
It takes a long time. It takes a long time. It's just one of those injuries. Calf injuries, hamstring injuries just take a long time. He will not be 100% in the playoffs. Even if he comes back tomorrow or if he comes back next week, he will not be 100%. They played 11 games at Phoenix without Devin Booker this year. You know what their record was? 8-3. Okay? Fair. Not bad. But they're the number 1 seed. And now they got it. They're going to wait for prognosis today. They'll get something probably, I don't know, late morning, early afternoon. Chris Paul, as of now, is healthy. That's an issue. That's a big issue. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the NBA, Grizzlies bounced back from getting beaten Game 1 against Minnesota. How'd that feel? Huh? How'd that feel? It's going to be an interesting series to watch. There's athletes on both sides. They can both two of the highest scoring teams in the National Basketball Association. Ja Morant went for 23 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists, 1 rebound short of a triple-double. And the Grizzlies bounced back from losing Game 1, pounding Minnesota last night, 124-96. That's the way that series I figured would look.
Yes, it's going to be closer than I expected just because of how well Minnesota is playing and the way Anthony Edwards has elevated his game and be able to see it on the biggest stage he can play here. I really like what Memphis has done in the front court. The adjustments that the NBA Coach of the Year, Taylor Jenkins, has made. Just realizing that Steven Adams is not effective.
Did he
this
win
year.
Coach of the Year?
No, no.
He's your
but
guy.
He should be.
He's
coach.
your guy. I thought Monty Williams won it. Okay.
I think he should be Coach of the Year
Okay.
for their record without Ja Morant
Yeah.
in the
I'm not arguing with you.
in the lineup. Adjusting like in the moment, realizing all right, Steven Adams is not effective in this series. You can get a lot more Brandon Clark. They're throwing a lot of length and athleticism at Karl Anthony Towns at this Minnesota team in a fast-paced up and down series. The Grizzlies reasserted themselves. Ja Morant, he's going to be the consistent in this. It's Dylan Brooks, Desmond Bain, those guys come to play. Then they can work themselves back in the conversation because of Devin Booker being out. But their round 2 matchup probably going to be Golden State. So there you go.
Yeah, well, I always wonder why, and it happened, I think, with JaVale McGee a lot. You start a center who doesn't play. Why? I mean, why start the guy if he's going to play 3 minutes? You play him the first 3 and you don't play him again. I don't even understand why he's in the starting lineup. Do you? Steven Adams?
Yeah, that's interesting because he played about 20 minutes in Game 1, and then yesterday's just immediately
Right.
like, yeah, we're going to the bench.
There's a dude who's in my starting lineup. Oh, yeah, I'm a starter. Are you really, though? Well, yeah, dude, I'm a starter. Okay, you played 3 minutes. Everybody else played more than you. Everybody.
Yeah, in that case, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
I don't get it.
And the one thing, too, with Memphis is I like what the change in the front court rotation, but they also kind of held service. They're not a team you're looking at, and they have dudes that are out there, playing 43, 45 minutes. They're still going into their bench. They're asking players to step up on stages they haven't been to before, and they did in Game 2.
Yeah. The other one, Jimmy Butler went for 45 last night for the Heat. The Heat beat the Hawks 115-105. Miami now has a 2-0 lead in that series. After the game, Trae Young complained about the refs. After Game 1, he said that they were tired. They just played on Friday. Okay, I'm listening. Yesterday, after their loss, well, if the refs are going to let them play like that and be that physical, there's nothing really you can do. It's a bad look, man. It's a bad look. He's a wonderful front runner. He's a great watch when they're winning. You got to be a little bit better when you get beat.
Well, they're in his head. The physicality's getting to him. And it's tough because it's kind of been all over the place. If you watch Game 1 of like Brooklyn and Boston, they were calling everything a foul. And if you're Trae Young, you're attacking, you're putting your body in the players you're expecting, maybe get a little bit more favorable of a whistle. That hasn't been the case. 1 for 12 from the field. Game 1, 0 for 7 from 3. Had 10 turnovers.
10 turnovers.
Career worst for Trae Young. This is what the number 1 seed is going to do to you. This is what Jimmy Butler is going to do. The dude is sharp. He is the best two-way player in the game.
Ooh,
And Miami,
that's high praise.
and Miami is they're number 1 seed for a reason, Joe. Like, this still is a 1-8 matchup. Even though Trae Young dancing, beating the Knicks in the Garden, this is different basketball now going against the Heat.
All right, lots going on last night. We will get through one of your thoughts on the playoffs from last night. We're going to get into New Mexico State's roster for basketball. A lot of interesting baseball. DJ Peterson of the Isotopes, a former Lobo great, is going to be with us. 8 o'clock this morning as the Isotopes play a day game today in Round Rock. So we get a little conversation, and we'll try to do this for you regularly on what's day? Wednesday? Well, when they have day games.
There's like 3.
3.
I learned that. Like there's like 3 or 4 like day games for
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah,
So cute.
yeah. Let them go. I think we got one next week here.
I think we do.
I'm pretty certain it's like an 11 o'clock
Thursday,
start.
next Thursday, I believe.
I'll buy it. If that's what you're telling me, I'll buy that. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. That's A. Marie. She's producing on the radio side. Good morning to you. Good morning, Adrian, who's producing on the television side. You can watch us on Comcast Channel 26 across the state of New Mexico, on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Emails come in this morning, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. And again, the phone number and the text line, 505-246-0610. Going to get into New Mexico State's ever-changing basketball roster after their run in the NCAA tournament. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Thanks for remembering you listened to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Hey there, how's it going? It's Tate of the Titus and Tate podcast.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're #1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years.
like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Continues. It's spinning and it's spinning and it's spinning. New Mexico State has lost Jabari Rice. He will go to Texas. I don't know that that's a shocker once he entered the transfer portal, JJ. I was surprised. I guess, well, nothing should really surprise you, right? Nothing's going to surprise you. You change coaches, and what surprises you anymore? But Jabari Rice having the opportunity to play at Texas is a pretty big deal for him. Will McNair, their other big with Johnny McCants, went with Chris Jans to Mississippi State, and Mario McKinney transferred to rival UTEP. Any of those surprise? I don't even know what surprise means anymore in a transfer portal. In a situation. Do you?
Well, the surprising thing was that he took a visit to Grand Canyon.
Okay, yeah, that if he would have gone there, that would have surprised me. Yeah.
I'm going to Texas.
You're talking about Jabari Rice.
Jabari Rice, yes. I'm going to Texas to play for Chris Beard a year on a good basketball team. I take it. He spent 5 years in New Mexico State. One of those was a redshirt year. And this is the opportunity that he is afforded now with the extra year of eligibility. Go out there, see what you can do. And I think a lot of Aggie fans, while it's frustrating seeing a player like that leave, say good luck, Sir Jabari Rice.
He was a good Aggie, man.
He was.
He was a good Aggie. He was great when he was on our show a few weeks. Feels like a few weeks ago. He was terrific. I thought he was terrific. Well-spoken, passionate player. I do believe he really loved that community, by the way. Everybody I talked to down there says he was ingratiated. He was ingrained in that community. He was active. So I think that's a big loss. They did sign a guard from Missouri named DeJuan Gordon, 6'3", transfer from the University of Missouri. That's a guy that's coming in from the SEC, which is 6'3", averaged 8.5 points, almost 4 rebounds a game. Played all 32 games for Kansas State in the year prior, 2019 and 2020. Does he have 1 year left or 2? I'm trying to find.
Oh, it's play. Comes in with experience.
Yep.
Playing at Kansas State, playing at Missouri. You need that in the backcourt. Because you lost
everything.
All your experience in the backcourt.
Yeah.
For New Mexico State.
Yeah. You lost everything. I mean, you lost. Who's coming back?
Teddy Allen went pro.
Teddy Allen went pro.
Henry eligibility was up.
Yeah.
It's finally up.
So it's a brand new team. Hmm? Brand new team that Coach Heyer is going to have to put together there. We've heard anything on New Mexico. There was Ogbo, the transfer from Texas Tech, had put out a tweet 2 days ago that had New Mexico as one of the 3 finalists for him. It was Boise State, Nevada, and New Mexico in whatever order you want to put them in. That would be a pretty good get, right?
Nothing yet. Just waiting.
The kid who Boise State signed, I just saw it when I was gone last week. The transfer from Kansas, who was a 5-star, looks phenomenal. They're touting that as maybe the best that they've ever got. Now, that's a big deal. Okay. But yeah, Aggie fan, you can respond to that. Haven't heard much at all on New Mexico, the transfer portal, other than Ogbo, the transfer from Texas Tech, has him in his final 3. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. All right, you have not watched Winning Time, correct, on HBO?
I haven't.
But you have, Marie?
Oh yeah, I love it.
All right. What do you love about it?
Well, I obviously think they dramatize some things. I don't know, but
Right,
I think maybe because the Lakers are having not the greatest season too. It's fun to look back on it. You're learning about the history.
A little bit.
I didn't know that the NBA and the Lakers were struggling with money. I like learning about the history and and I like how it's filmed and done. If that makes sense.
Cinematography on it.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It is. So
it's fun.
One of the things that really has kind of been impressed upon me, I did not know that image of Jerry West.
Neither did I.
And his people are saying it is flat out defamation, essentially. That it's character assassination. That Jerry West, JJ, is portrayed as a very weak, timid, alcoholic, rage-induced character, right?
Yes.
He quit because he said, I can't coach these guys. He was kept around. He drinks. He's insecure. It's a very unflattering portrayal of the character Jerry West, correct? So Jerry's people now have basically sent a letter to HBO. He's got a legal team, and they are demanding, an apology, a retraction.
Oh, I did not see this.
So his lawyers, Jerry West's lawyers, allege, quote, Winning Time falsely and cruelly portrays Mr. West as an out-of-control, intoxicated rage alcoholic, bears no resemblance to the real man, end quote. They're asking for a retraction no later than 2 weeks from the letter. It goes on, it says, quote, the portrayal of NBA icon and LA Lakers legend Jerry West in Winning Time is fiction pretending to be fact. A deliberately false characterization that has caused great distress to Jerry and his family. Contrary to the baseless portrayal in the HBO series, Jerry had nothing but love and harmony for the Lakers organization and in particular owner Dr. Jerry Buss during an era in which he assembled one of the greatest teams in NBA history. Jerry West was an integral part of the Lakers and NBA's success. It is a travesty that HBO has knowingly demeaned him for shock value and the pursuit of ratings. As an act of common decency, HBO and the producers owe Jerry a public apology and, at the very least, should retract their baseless and defamatory portrayal of him, end quote. They say what makes this, and there's a disclaimer at the beginning of the show each time it says this is a dramatization, but it's based on a book. And in the book by Jeff Pearlman, this is not how Jerry West is portrayed, according to these attorneys, and that they've taken liberty to dramatize this and make this, for their benefit, to dramatize this in a way that is defamatory. Look, so one of the things that's been most impressed upon me is him. I had no idea that was his character, and now they're telling me that's not. And if in fact it's not, you guys, I'm just going to tell you, it is defamatory. It is destroying the image of the logo. A guy who, in every corner has always been respected, hasn't he?
Yes.
So do they owe him? What do you do? Oh, I'm sorry. We're sorry we portrayed him thusly. HBO's going to have to double down, right? And then there's going to be a lawsuit, right? There's got to be. How else does this play out? If HBO comes out and says, "Oh yeah, we're sorry. Oh, he didn't mean any harm. We just thought it would be better for the dramatization." Is that going to be sufficient? Anybody watching, that's what they think of Jerry West. You hadn't seen this.
No, I've never.
I mean, what
I
was
didn't
your
know a lot of the history or anything, even though I'm not. I'm taking it with a grain of salt.
So what was your impression of Jerry West coming out of watching this? Yeah. It's hardly flattering, right?
Hardly. But then I don't know what happens.
What was your impression of Jerry West before? Legend?
Yeah, I just
respected? Logo?
I just think of the Lakers.
Right? One championship, couldn't get past those guys. It's crazy. You got to see some of this, by the way. I guess Magic's documentary is out on Apple TV.
Very smart timing.
So this is wild to me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like,
they'd stretch it that far, because the book is a true story. Like Jeff Perman's book is not, hey, I made up this dramatization of the Showtime Lakers. Like, he did interviews.
Yeah.
Went through it. And so, when things are adapted, that's what you just said. There's a kind of a disclaimer. Like, some things might be adapted for the screen. But to go that far over the top and not expect any pushback is crazy.
It's nuts. So West's lawyers, you guys they're basically saying that the creators acted with what they're calling, quote, legal malice, end quote, because many scenes in this series show West's purported rage. It just didn't appear in the book. It didn't happen. The letter includes statements from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Cooper, Jamal Wilkes, as well as some of the Lakers' employees who were portrayed in the series, and some who were not. All who worked with Jerry West during the time period covered in the show, denying that they ever saw him commit any of these rage-filled acts or drink alcohol in the office, as shown in the series. Quote, this is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in a statement, quote, instead of exploring his issues with compassion as a way to better understand the man, they turned him into Wile E. Coyote.
Oh, my gosh.
A cartoon to be laughed at. He never broke golf clubs. He didn't throw his trophy through the window. Sure, those actions make dramatic moments, but they reek of facile exploitation of the man rather than exploration of the character. You guys, end quote. This fascinates me because this is one of the biggest takeaways as I've watched the first 7 of these. One of the biggest takeaways, it wasn't what Magic was about or the relation. I think I kind of knew all of that. I knew him and Jerry Buss had a relationship. I knew him and Kareem were a little iffy at the beginning. But it was, wow, I didn't know Jerry West was like that. Like, of all, and a little bit of where Pat Riley came from. I didn't know. And I guess I didn't know Chick Hearn was such a jerk. Did you? Right? I mean, the legendary broadcaster kind of was, if that's the case. But this is stunning to me. Anyway, 505-246-0610.
Wow.
If you've watched it, I'm kind of curious where you all are on the Jerry West portrayal. And now that you hear this, what do you think of that? Because it's kind of, I think it's kind of a big deal.
Now I'm going to have to read the book.
Yeah. Well, books usually are more accurate anyway. Kirtland Federal Credit Union, New Mexico's strong since 1958. It's your home loan leader. Built in the heart of Albuquerque, it's their goal to help New Mexicans achieve the dream of home ownership with the right loans, local expertise, and a relationship built on trust. The Kirtland Federal Credit Union mortgage team is 100% local, so that means your loan stays local. You'll never send a payment out of state. You have a question, when you reach out to talk to someone about your new home, you'll talk to someone right here in Albuquerque. Meet the Kirtland Federal Credit Union mortgage team. Get started today. KirtlandFCU.org/home loan center. That's
High school sports are back.
FCU.org.
You can watch every
home loan center. Kirtland Federal Credit Union is an equal opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. See representative for complete details.
We're all moving a little faster now.
Trust the team.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Hungry today would have been the day for that breakfast burrito from Blake's Lotta Burger. Thank you yesterday to our good friends at Blake's Lotta Burger for bringing that in. And the caramel sweet coffee, what do you call it? Caramel? Caramel?
I say caramel iced coffee.
What do you say?
Caramel.
All right.
It's probably caramel.
I think everybody's right on this one. Well, how's it spelled? Well, that would answer the question, right? If it's C-A-R-M-E-L, it's caramel. If it's C-A-R-A-M-E-L, it's caramel. And are they the same thing? I think they're different. Like the little brown square things you get at the grocery store in the bulk candy, those are caramels, right? Nobody calls those caramels, do they?
Yeah, you're right. So there's CARMEL and then CARAMEL.
What are the differences in the definitions?
Caramel's the correct spelling. of them.
Caramel? So are they purported to be the same thing?
Wait.
Caramel macchiato.
Right.
Caramel macchiato.
Is a caramel macchiato and a caramel macchiato. What is a macchiato, by the way? I'm more concerned about the word macchiato.
Type of coffee you can get.
What is it? What's in it?
I guess the way it's made.
I mean, I think I know what caramel and caramel or caramel and
Espresso macchiato.
Yeah, what is it?
Cold brew.
Dude, do you know the looks I get when I go to like those, Starbucks or Pete's or whatever, and can I get a medium coffee? And they're like, what? Yeah, I don't venti, grande, whatever the hell. Can I get a medium freaking coffee with a splash of cream? You don't want no caramel, vanilla, two-pump, macchiato, chai. No, dude, can I just get a cup of coffee? Why don't you go down to Sally's Diner, dude? Like, what are you doing at the coffee place? So is there a difference between caramel and caramel? But there are two different spellings.
Yes.
Okay. We all agree we like caramel.
We're gonna.
Or caramel?
We're gonna.
All right, you ever had a caramel Jolly Rancher?
No.
So jazzed up.
Ooh, Werther's though.
Werther's.
Those are the caramels, right?
Yeah.
The little caramel.
But they're hard candy.
Those are the
butterscotch. Are you sure?
I think he's right.
I don't know.
That's
what it reminds me
That's
of.
a different thing now.
Yeah.
By the way, that Eddie Nunez bag of Jolly Ranchers, first bag, finally done.
Oh,
Didn't even one a day, just one.
Wow.
Offering them to JJ. Yeah. I'm gonna.
Yeah, those things will last you through the apocalypse.
Well, and they'll still be good.
Those and Twinkies.
Those and Twink and Ding Dongs, yes. Yes. All right, 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610. Those are the numbers to get in today. You can call and get a hold of us there. You can send us a text at those numbers as well. What?
Just these people writing articles on the differences is really funny.
Are there a lot of articles?
Yes.
That's interesting.
People have time.
All right, the text line, and somebody did send me that West demands retracted. Was that before? I guess that was before I was right about when I was getting into this. No, it was when. It says, obviously in winning time, the treatment and portrayal of West is defamatory. Actions, behaviors, statements, and comments which can't be relieved by mere apology. That's my point on this. So I read the story again, and I'm not going to spend all day on Jerry West's portrayal in winning time. But it really jumped off the page to me this morning because it is honestly the first. Amory, what are we, 7 episodes in?
Yes.
The biggest impression that has been made on me wasn't who Jerry West was, who Jeannie, although Jeannie's character is really interesting, and Kareem's character I think I learned a little bit about. But it was Jerry West. It was, wow, that guy is nothing like I thought he was my whole life. And it sounds like I was right and this is wrong. And you got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Mitch Kupchak, that Claire Rothman lady that's portrayed as in front office. All of them saying, like, he never threw anything. He never blew up at anybody. He was never drinking in the office. He never threw his trophy through the window. He never, any of these things that he is portrayed to have done. And I guess HBO's, JJ, help me with this, and I'm going to lean on Adolph and maybe Rudy and some of the lawyers. If they just say at the beginning of each show, this is a dramatization based on Jeff Pearlman's book.
Is that the
get out
of jail free card?
Yeah, is that they're out?
We're letting you know that we have adapted this for the screen and thus made some changes.
They are obviously using his name and his likeness, right? I mean, they're not pretending that this is some fictional made-up character, are they? And that's where I wonder, look, they are saying this is Jerry West. And I promise you that that's how people are going to perceive him. All right, you like caramel or caramel, Tony?
It's caramel.
Right?
And why are we
so.
talking about the stinking no-good, pathetic Lakers when we still haven't solved this mystery of caramel? Why?
Because we can do
Jeff?
two
Why?
things at once, Tony. We can walk and chew caramel at the same time. We can do that.
Okay, now, you brought up a good point.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it spelled? But, I mean, it's really not that great of a point, Jeff, because if that was the case, then we would say Bologna and not Bologna, okay? We would say tournament, not tournament.
We do say
So
tournament. We
the
do say
spelling-
we do say tournament. We do say tournament.
Well, you're the only one I ever heard say tournament.
Because it's spelled
everyone
that
else
way.
says tournament.
I know, because it's spelled that way. I made a point of it. So, is it possible that caramel are those little brown squarey things that you eat, and caramel is the stuff you
They're
store
not.
in?
They're pronounced differently. They are two different.
They are. See,
words. Yes.
They're the same thing. They're caramel. They're caramels. They're, oh, you want a caramel apple? You want those cheap little caramels that you see at the cash register?
Yeah.
No, they're caramel. It's all caramel, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right?
All right.
Okay.
thanks.
I hope it helped.
It does.
Didn't.
All right, but is caramel what you put on your sundae and in your mochiata or whatever the
Oh,
hell
I
you
can't
put?
wait for people to gripe about
Caramel
this
is
today.
the candy, and caramel is used as a proper noun.
Oh,
Yes.
Damn, caramel is the. Who says this?
Grammarly.
18 articles on Google.
Oh, you just blew my mind. So caramel is the candy, the little square cheap. So everything he just said is wrong.
Yeah, but he was adamant about it, so we believed him.
What if?
Wait, back me up again. Caramel is the physical candy, and caramel is what? When you caramelize something, that's a noun, or that's a verb. Right?
Proper noun.
Whoa! All right.
Mind blown.
I'm calling crap on that. What were you gonna say?
Don't worry, the email or texters will tell you in a little bit.
Where's all our English teachers at?
Never mind, Adolf and Rudy today. I need a damn
English teachers in here.
Oh man, why are we
First
talking about the
period started
stinking
yet.
Lakers? Because we can walk and shoot caramel at the same time. Or
Because
caramel.
Jerry West is mad.
You
And
should
the Lakers
be,
aren't in
man.
the playoffs.
I'm mad. Like I'm mad for Jerry West. Honestly.
Is it going to be mad that I still like the show?
No, I like
gotta
the
do
show
more
too.
research. I
No,
gotta do more
really like the show, but now that I'm finding out that like my whole persona of Jerry West was
Because
crushed.
that's exactly the issue they're having.
Yes.
It's because you go into this and, this is based off a book. This is a story of the Showtime Lakers.
kind of true.
And you start watching, and you're like, whoa, Jerry West is a...
Yeah, he's not what I thought he
Sick.
was. Why does that do the logo? Maybe
Yeah.
Kobe should be the logo.
Yeah.
Right? That actually crossed my mind, where I'm like, we already have a logo. We don't need a new logo. That was a big conversation when Kobe died, right? Should Kobe be the new logo? I'm like, no, they got a logo, man. Like, you honored this man with no, and he's still alive, for crying out loud. Well, gosh, maybe he's kind of a jerk. Oh, wait, maybe you're telling me he's not? Yeah, I think, like, I'm kind of pissed about it, too. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
DQ presents, picture this. You stand before the new signature stack burger menu at DQ.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
It's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dreamstyle Stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dreamstyle Stucco.
This is Boomer Science with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Indeed. Attract, interview, and hire at Indeed.com/credit. While Phil Mickelson continues trying to figure out what the heck he said about the fledgling big stakes Saudi Professional Golf League, it's journeyman Robert Garrigus, who reportedly is the first PGA Tour player agreeing to participate in a Saudi League event this June in London. More to follow, and we'll follow the story. I'm Boomer Science.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at 1.
Identity, you have none. What's your personnel look like?
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, I struck a nerve, or a sweet tooth. Grady says caramel is the candy, caramel is the color. And then he said another one, or vice versa. I don't know.
Gotta say it with authority.
Ryan is in. Carmel is the city, or is that Carmel? That's a whole nother one. Carmel is the city. Caramel is the candy / syrup / process of making the syrup or candy. And then Eddie Nunez did come in on the, he says, so do you guys need another, you're saying you need a refill on Jolly Ranchers, but maybe now some caramel? Caramel or caramel, it's not caramel. And I said, nope, we still have a full bag of Jolly Ranchers left. I said, caramel is a good topping with a bit of sea salt, and he agreed with that.
No, what could be good?
What?
Two Boys Donuts.
All right.
Proud sponsor, Low Buffalo.
I'm down. I find it to be a wonderful topping.
Caramel toppings.
All right. I find it to be a wonderful, wonderful topping. All right, let's go. I got two lawyers on the line. They're going to solve the caramel issue. Rudy, what's up? Good morning.
Well, I'm not even going to wade into that morass of ambiguity.
Sticky sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, wanted to congratulate the baseball team. That was quite a walk-off win yesterday against Texas Tech.
That is a big win.
I don't know what happened last weekend against San Diego State. They really laid an egg on that one, but if they can come back and beat the number 9 team in the country, that shows that they have something going for them. So congratulations to the baseball team.
Yep, good win.
Yeah, this whole Lakers thing, I've been watching it too, and you can't sue any of those guys for any of that. It's obvious from the beginning when you watch that it's, I don't know if it's trying to be a comedy or what it's trying to be, but that's no professional team could function if it was that dysfunctional, is what I'm saying. So a lot of that's hyperbole. I knew Jerry West was from West Virginia, but I didn't think he was that big of a nabob the way they portray him.
Yeah.
And so, it's some fun fluff to watch, but I don't consider it a documentary, and since it isn't, and since they make that disclaimer, there's no way on God's green earth that those guys could ever maintain a defamation suit because they're public figures. So that puts them in a different category.
But
When
if you're
in the
going to
public eye-
portray somebody and you portray them blatantly incorrectly, if that in fact is the truth, and I mean, are they passing it off as fact or fiction? I mean, is this reality or is this fiction here, based
well,
on the
what
book?
they're doing is they're walking that line, Jeff. You know, they're walking that fine line between we want to get you to watch, so we're going to say it's about the Lakers dynasty,
No.
but we're going to stylize it and we're going to make it more drama-driven, and that's what's going on there. You would think that if there was an ability to sue them for defamation, a suit would have already been filed, right? But because they're in the public eye and they were in the public eye, you have to, in order to maintain a lawsuit, they would have to do it with actual malice. In other words, they would have to, West would have to prove that this guy did it to do
To defame
nothing
him.
more than to discredit and hurt Weston for no other reason.
Interesting. All right.
Actual malice.
Appreciate
So
you. Yeah.
that's a really hard standard. Hey, I got a couple ideas, and
Yeah.
I wanted to throw these out. The transfer portal, there's 11,000 odd scholarships in college football, okay?
Okay.
3,000 plus are up for grabs in this transfer portal. That's how many guys are moving.
Yep.
So I think they need to make some changes. I think these rules have to be changed. You can't just have the free-for-all. So here's my thoughts, and I read this article, and I thought they were good changes. Number one, when a coach changes, you get automatic eligibility if you transfer, right?
Okay.
Because you signed with that coach.
Okay.
Graduate transfers keep the rule the same, and if you're moving closer to home, that should be immediate eligibility.
So you could
shouldn't
have
to make up stuff.
three free transfers. You would get your free one. You would get one if a coach leaves, and then if you graduate.
Yep. I think, but what's going on right now is tampering is basically allowed.
There's
and
no
it's
doubt.
More than the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, there's no
You
doubt.
got coaches that are out there already tampering. I
Yeah.
mean, if you,
No, there's
if
no
you
doubt.
tampered with a player in the NFL, what would happen to you?
No, you're right. Hey, let me get one more in before the top of the break because we got a guest coming up. Rudy, appreciate the call. Thanks.
Thank you.
Adolph. Okay. Good morning, Adolph. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. I will weigh in on the caramel versus caramel issue.
Yeah.
And actually, generally speaking, the caramel is defined as a chewy light brown candy made from butter, sugar, milk, or cream.
Okay.
And that is, in fact, the
Caramel.
correct spelling.
Yeah.
If you're talking about caramel, then caramel is a misspelling when used in that context of a candy. But it is a word that can be used as a name for people or places,
Yes.
such as Carmel Beach in California, if you will.
Yeah, beautiful.
But
place.
yeah, I was wondering about that, and I said the truth, I had to blow the dust off of my Merriam-Webster's Collegiate Dictionary 10th edition. It's old, however, it served its purpose.
There's a reason you kept
Anyway,
it.
thanks for taking my call. I'm out.
Later. All right. So what we've come down to is Tony was wrong. Caramel is
Y'all
the
thought I was
candy, and caramel is
Y'all thought
a
I was
name. Carmel is a place in California that's beautiful. I actually knew I had a friend named Carmel back in the day. I think there were two of them. Now that I think about it, and she pronounced it caramel. So what have we decided? Caramel is the candy. Is it also the drizzly topping that you would put on top of a sundae? Is that caramel?
I would believe so.
What about the
That's
flavor that you would put in your mochiata? Or what do you call,
Caramel.
what do you call it? What's it called?
Caramel macchiato.
Yeah, that. Mochiata, macchiato. What? Your coffee.
Can I get one of those?
How many pumps of caramel do you get?
Whatever comes with it. I don't have a specific number.
Because then it can get over sweet. All right. So would you learn this hour?
Macchiato is espresso coffee drink with a small amount of milk, usually foamed.
God help me.
Very tasty.
I'll bet it's good with a little caramel.
Great guest ahead.
Former Lobo
Good
and
segue.
Isotope. DJ Peterson is coming up next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone.
like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Swing and a miss. Strike three, and that will do it. 14 strikeouts on the day for Nico Barella, and the Sandia Matadors take both games today. She'll crank it to center.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers
Mexico for 5 years running. Don't sweat the technique. This is the opening drive with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cimbietta, and J.J. Buck.
Some interesting baseball around these parts yesterday. Lobos with an 11-10 walk-off victory at home over 9th-ranked Texas Tech out of Santa Ana Star Field. Jeffrey David with a home run opposite down the right field line, got one up in the air. Wind was blowing out to right. And Lobos walk off the 9th-ranked team in the country, beating Texas Tech 11-10. Here on the Sports Animal, Isotopes got beat in the series opener in Round Rock 3-2. Those two will go at it. It's a day game today. Josh Sushan will crack the microphone here on the Sports Animal with the pregame at 10:45, and they'll throw the first pitch right around 11:05. It's the opening drive. Jeff Cimbietta and J.J. Buck looking forward to catching up with former Lobo and current Isotope DJ Peterson, who is currently back with the Isotopes, if you didn't know, playing AAA baseball and is in Round Rock. And I know you guys love getting up early for these day games. DJ, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, guys. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Excellent. Appreciate you spending some time with us. Tough one last night to open up a series. How do you like these 6-game series that the PCL is now playing?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think it makes for easier travel. Back in the day, a long time ago, when I was in the PCL, the travel was pretty tough. So this is a lot easier.
Cuts it down. Do you guys get tired? I mean, you're going to see probably in almost every series, you'll see the first pitcher twice. You're going to see the same guys 6 games in a row, and I know the argument against it is maybe things get heated. It gets out of control a little bit if you see a team 6 games in a row, but it seems like the pros outweigh the cons.
100%. I couldn't agree more. I think for at least hitter-wise, you face a guy 6 times, you got a pretty good idea of how he's going to attack you and what he's going to do.
Yeah. Hey, how's it been being back in these parts and getting this season started and kind of the latest phase of your career?
You know what, dude? It's been incredible. I've just been having a blast. So life's been a little different for me since I was a Lobo. I got a wife, newborn daughter. So I'm just taking every day as it comes. And started off pretty hot first 2 games, and then not so hot the last 3. So baseball is just such a humbling game, if you want to call it that.
And DJ, in that regard, what is the key to finding that consistency, to be able to grind through those moments, knowing that the best baseball hitter, you're going to fail 7 out of 10 times, you're hitting 300, you're going to feel really good about yourself, but to just constantly, understand the ups and downs that comes with a game like that?
You got to stick with your plan. You got to stick with your approach. You got to stick with your mentality and understand that offers are going to happen. Tough stretches are going to happen. It's a long season, trusting it, not getting too high, not getting too low, kind of staying at that good median. So, like I said before, baseball is such a humbling game that you just got to take the good with the good, the bad with the bad, and punch the time clock and go back tomorrow.
DJ Peterson joining us here on the opening drive. DJ, for you, you've pretty much experienced everything you can in your career. And what I want to ask you about, what you went through, you got hit in the face with the fastball. I know that's something you probably don't want to relive, but when you try to come back for something like that, the game that you play, the game that you love as a professional, did you ever lose love for the game trying to come back from something like that? What was it just personally about baseball during that time that was really tough for you?
Don't know if I would say I necessarily lost love, but I definitely did lose a little bit of passion at times. Just trying to look around me all the time, getting hit in the face, stepping back in there, no one really getting me help. So yeah, I guess I wouldn't call it I lost love. I still enjoyed going to the field. I still enjoyed playing. But there were times when I did lose a little passion, when it was a little harder to wake up and go to the field. But if I would have sought help and maybe dropped my cards and folded a little earlier, I think that it would have been a lot easier, and I would never have lost that passion a little bit.
When you say nobody really giving me any help, what does that mean, and what did you need? Did you know what you needed at that time, or did you just need somebody to say, hey, we're here for you, walk you through this process? Because I'm not sure there's a textbook or anything that gets you ready for something that is as life-altering as what you went through.
I don't want to get too touchy on it. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, or I want to be politically correct here. I just wish someone would have came up to me and maybe said, I understand this is a pretty traumatic thing. Can I offer you some help? Here's a phone number. Can I do this? Can I do that? So I'm glad that I finally seeked it out myself, talked to my family, and went and saw an attitude coach, and the rest is kind of history now. It's changed my life, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah,
win, lose, draw, I'm still happy. I'm still the same guy.
Listening to you now and the perspective, not that you were immature back in the day, because I think hardly you were, but now at 30 years old and gone through what you've gone through, there's a, I don't know, you tell me if it's a fair read, there's an ease in your voice as you've matured. You were the 12th overall pick in the draft, first-round pick, and I think at the time, and maybe still the highest draft pick ever out of the University of New Mexico, and now here you are, 9 years later, with a different perspective. Is it a maturity? Is it a different perspective? Is that a fair read on it?
100%. I was a 21-year-old kid, trying to figure out life, trying to figure out my identity as a human, trying to figure out where I stood in this world. So I couldn't agree more. I think maturity. I think I've had a lot of humbling since that 21-year-old kid hopped on your show. So I think that affects you as well. like I said from the start, this game is such a long season, but it's such a humbling one. You go through the ultimate highs, and then you go through the ultimate lows. So there's a lot of humbling that's in those middle stages.
DJ, I know there's a lot of joy in it because you're still playing. And so when you tell your story, I know it's always about getting hit and about the recovery. Do you get to tell the good times? There's got to be good stories. There's got to be something that makes you smile. Like I know there's Lobo fan, there's Ice fans sitting there going, all right, tell me a good story, man. There's got to be something that you still love, that you're still getting there. What was a great time? Was it a walk-off? Was it hanging out with your buddies? Because I know that while that might be the biggest story, there's got to be a lot of great ones.
I'll tell you a couple, but I'll start with every day that I get to show up to the yard is a great story. Every day that I get to play a kids game for a living that supports my family is a great day. So I've been dodging a desk job since I was 21, and I plan on doing it for a couple more years. So, I mean, there's really no complaints here. I know I always talk about the story of me getting hit in the face, battling mental illness, all that type of stuff, but ultimately, every day I get to show up to the field is a great day. I'm playing a kids game with a bunch of overgrown kids, and it's just every day you're in the locker room is a blessing, and it's all fun. But I'll tell a good story. So in 2014, I went 15 for 20, I think, with about 7 or 8 homers. And obviously, I'm talking about the high of the highs.
Yeah.
And I got in the box, and there wasn't a pitch that I couldn't hit. Honestly, not bragging, just
that's beautiful.
Just being honest. There really wasn't a pitch that I couldn't hit. And I remember one night I was, whatever the average was, I was laying in bed, and I was like, holy smokes, this keeps happening. I'm going to be in the show in 2 weeks. As a 22-year-old kid and high, not really understanding that, hey, buddy, you got AA and AAA, you still got to go conquer. So that was a pretty good story, and just all the guys you meet in the locker room, it's fantastic. I still get to be a kid at 30 years old.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
6 hours of the day.
He's DJ Peterson with us for a few more minutes on the opening drive.
And with that perspective, DJ, is it something like when you show up and you're in the locker room, do you take it upon yourself to be that leader and reach out with everything that you've gone through, or is that just something that's kind of normal to you throughout your career?
I enjoy helping guys. It's a passion of mine. I enjoy, tapping a dude on the shoulder and telling him, hey, I got something for you if you're interested. Or if the guy's kind of down in the corner of the bench, I like talking to him. Be like, hey man, you got 3 more at bats. This is a long game. I've been doing this for a long time, and you got plenty of more at bats. I just enjoy helping.
Yeah. Do you think you say dodging a desk job, and I think it's such a great perspective on it. Whenever you're done playing, do you think your experience is going to dictate what you want to do next? Whether that's helping people, whether it's staying in baseball and coaching, whether it's going into the mental health field. Just do you think your experience is going to dictate what that next step is?
100%. I think God's given me a platform and a gift to coach, and this is something I'm very passionate about. Maybe one day I'll be back with the Lobos. But I think that I'm really good at helping an age group from 18 to 24, 26. I feel like with all the ups and downs, all the hard times I've gone through, that is a great age for me to attack. I feel like that I can really help them mature into young men as they start off as kids, at 18-year-old kids. I feel like I can help develop them into, good young men, or at least give them the proper path and the proper tools to allow them to have that opportunity.
How receptive are they to that? And when was the first time did anybody look like, hey, I got it, old man? Like probably a 21-year-old DJ Peterson maybe did one day.
Exactly. I mean, when I was 21 years old, I don't even know what my philosophy was there. I think I was walking on water for a little bit. I didn't know my identity. I just knew I was pretty dang good at hitting baseballs.
Yeah, you still are. You still are. Go ahead.
DJ Peterson with us on Opening Drive. So, DJ, Dustin or Mackenzie or yourself, the Peterson siblings, who is the best hitter?
Oh, man, you guys are putting me on the spot here. I'm going to say we're all different. I'm going to say my brother and sister are both studs. My brother's a fantastic athlete. He's fun to watch. my sister's a fantastic athlete. She's phenomenal. I think we all complement each other very well. I think my brother's got the best ball skill. My sister's definitely the best athlete in the field, and I think I might have the most juice. And they might argue with me there, but I'm going to stick to it.
I think you should.
I think it's going to be the best softball team ever when you guys are done. That lineup is going to be unbelievable.
What would you call
You know what, man? Call me crazy. I don't think I'm going to play softball when I'm done. I think I got spoiled in doing this for so long that I'm going to pick up a new hobby.
Was there a moment, DJ, where maybe you realized how lucky you were? Like I know when you get drafted and you're a first-round pick, and I actually kind of remember that day, and I remember you coming on the day or two after and talking with us. But was there a moment where you realized, damn, I am so lucky to do this, that you know, as you said, I'm dodging a desk job. This is what I get to do. Because I think sometimes when you do something for so long, we all tend to take things for granted. I don't know, maybe you're there now. So was there an incident, a moment that it clicked for you?
I think this off season a little bit. I think I did some big time digging into my career and just a little flashback. Had a lot of talks with the wife and just how fortunate we are. You know, we got a head start to life, this and that. But I think every day that I wake up right now, you know, it's a bonus.
Yeah.
This is a bonus. I'm 30 years old and I'm still playing. So every day that I wake up, and I'm back in my old city, so this is secondary home. I've lived in Albuquerque for most of my adult life anyway. So every day I wake up and I get to suit up is a bonus, guys. It truly is.
Beautiful. Keep swinging. Hey, do you pronounce the just stuff you drizzle over a coffee or a sundae? Is it caramel or caramel?
I call it caramel.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I called it caramel too, and I was told today we're wrong. They looked up the definition. It's caramel. It doesn't matter because I think you and I both know what it is. It's really.
Yep, I'm going to keep calling it caramel.
Yeah, I think you should. It's really good with a little sea salt on it and over like some ice cream or something. I think it's delicious. But
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do this again. Really, really overdue and great catching up with you. Keep swinging, keep playing, and be well, DJ. Appreciate the time this morning. Great conversation.
No problem. Anytime, guys. I'm always more than willing to hop on.
Right on. Take care of you. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
DJ Peterson. It's good stuff. I mean, like perspective's real, and stuff happens. And if we all gonna go through bad stuff, and if you can make something positive out of something negative, and what he went through is, I mean, getting hit in the face with the fastball, and it took him a long time to get back in that batter's box.
And also, you know, the question on the siblings. So his sister Mackenzie, Division I softball player at Tarleton. Brother Dustin was the 50th overall selection by the Padres.
Pretty good.
So that's all right.
It's pretty good. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
If April is showering your company with open job positions, check out Indeed.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing.
Can we do that again this year? Yeah. Like he's told the story a million times, and Grammer did a really nice piece on it about, you know, he got hit in the face, and I wasn't looking to throw anybody under the bus, but he said something that when he said, you know, there was, and I what did he say? I didn't have any help.
Yeah.
And I just that resonated with me. I've told you one of the things I hope I do, and I know you do, when we have these conversations and people call them interviews, is I really try to listen. And when I hear something that kind of dings me, when he says, you know, there I was young and I didn't have any help. I needed, you know, I want to know what that meant and what did you need? And I appreciate his answer. But JJ, and it's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. A. Marie produces on the radio side, and Adrian's producing on the television side. He's told the story so many times about getting hit in the face and fighting back and mental illness. I wanted him, and it was kind of cool, to tell a good story. Because obviously, JJ, he's 30 years old, he's still playing baseball, and there's a passion there. I don't know if he's ever getting back to the bigs. He had 19 at-bats in the big leagues. This was a first-round pick, 12th overall pick in the 2013 draft. I mean, this was a big freaking deal, okay? But I wanted him to tell some stories and smile a little bit. I don't want him every time. It's like, you know, I would tell you I call people when I don't need stuff because I don't want to be the guy when my phone, when my name shows up on your phone. Oh, geez, what does he want, right? I don't want him just every time he does an interview or a radio or a television conversation to be negative. There's got to be something to it. I want you know, and I wanted to hear him smile, and it kind of was cool to hear him tell that story, right? 15 for 20.
Yeah, this is because what, you know, I wanted to talk to DJ about too is it's after the fact. It's like you have to address it because to get to where he is now, a lot of it stems from getting hit in the face with the baseball, but you don't want to dwell on that. Because he's like, here I go again, man. I got to answer this question.
Yep.
But it's, and you have to touch on that to open up, to figure out who DJ Peterson is today and his perspective on sport and why he's still grinding and why he still came back after spending some time in independent baseball, being a first-round pick, not getting, you know, to the show when he thought he was going to, and he's still back in the process that he went through and the focus on and off the field. You know, and he mentioned a couple times in there, his family, his young one. Like that, everyone that's been through that knows that's the immediate perspective changer as well.
So, you and I have been doing this a long time. We have a number of common themes, right? But one of the themes that we talk about regularly when we talk about athletes, individuals, is the maturity process. And, you know, we've talked about it with Kobe. We talked about it with Tiger. Talk about it with everybody. And look, DJ, I remember the day he got drafted, and he was on with us either the day of or the day after, right after he got drafted. And by no means was he an immature kid. I thought he was really mature then. But the perspective that he has now, what life does for you, with the way you mature, listen to that young man grow up. And what he's been through. And I just think the ability to take something that is incredibly traumatic, life-altering, career-changing, and turn it into something positive shows a lot about the individual, right? He may or may not ever get back to the bigs. I don't know. But he realizes how lucky he is to play a game he loves at 30 years old and be able to support his family. I don't know how many of you have gotten hit in the face by a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I have not. All right? But I'm going to guess it'd be pretty traumatic and tough to step back in there again and take one. And start hitting again. And look, he's not the only guy that this has ever happened to. But there's not a million of them. I'll tell you that. There's not a lot. A pitcher who's sitting 60 feet away, by the time he's done, he's 54 feet away and gets hit in the head, and he's going to go back out there and pitch again? Getting in the car after a gnarly car wreck, it would be analogous to that. That's life-changing, you guys. And for him to continue to do it and come back with the attitude that he has, I think says a lot about the individual. So I just, man, did I enjoy that conversation. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. You guys are not going to give up on the caramel thing, are you? The text line says there's food, culinary-oriented encyclopedias which distinguish the use difference between the words caramel and caramel. Yet sports-wise, what's Carmelo Anthony's name? Carmelo Anthony's name.
Carmelo.
I don't know if Carmelo, it just says C. Anthony, but I'm assuming Carmelo.
That's funny.
I don't know if Carmelo made the encyclopedia. It also says Rudy's wrong to state malice is required to establish defamation. Required is to show one's knowingly willing stating disturbing info that's known to be wrong. Yeah, so I'm going to lean on Rudy a little bit because if you're joining us, Jerry West's lawyers, if you've watched the HBO series Winning Time, Jerry West has been portrayed in a way that I certainly surprised me. I told you guys this earlier. It really bummed me out because I've always just loved this mythical Jerry West. Not even mythical. I mean, I've watched, not him as a player, but saw the highlights, and my dad used to tell me about it and watched his front office career. And the way he's been portrayed in this series was, A, insanely alarming, and B, a bit disturbing to me. And this morning it came out that Jerry West's lawyers have basically said that it was defamatory, that it's I'll get you really some of the words that they use, but a portrayal that's not accurate. And it bothered me. But they're not suing. They're demanding an apology, which makes me feel that Rudy might be right. If they were coming out and suing for defamation and wanted millions of dollars for defamation of his character, right, JJ? That's why I think you and I are kind of leaning the way this is. Well, we want an apology. We're sorry. I mean, what do you want? HBO say, we're sorry Jerry feels that he was portrayed incorrectly. Would that be all right?
Sorry.
What do you want? But they said that this was a travesty, and they demeaned Jerry West for shock value and the pursuit of ratings. At the very least, they owe him a public apology for their baseless and defamatory portrayal of him. It's really, this is, I'm going to tell you that story's going to get big. You think I'm wrong?
No, that's the logo, man.
That's the logo. And what's crazy is, I've seen stories on him. West Virginia, I heard he wasn't the most social, outgoing guy. But I never heard.
A little different than a guy that you see on the show.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610 emails Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. You can also send text to the same number, 505-246-0610. Father Time, Mother Nature, they're the only two who have ever gone undefeated. That, my friends, is fact. So what does it mean for you guys? Well, what it means is as you get older, there's some very natural things that you may experience. Things like being tired too often, hair loss, depression, weight gain, even erectile dysfunction. But there is now a way to fight back. New Male has been helping men take care of these things for years. With industry-leading testosterone replacement, men feel better. They perform better. Essentially, men can battle these things that Mother Nature and Father Time throw at you by calling New Male at 505-652-1688. That's 505-652-1688, or visit them online at newmale, NUMALE.com. New Male's local. They're right here in Albuquerque. They're convenient. They're comfortable. Most importantly, though, they produce results. Guys, men all over the country are benefiting from New Male. You don't have to succumb to these natural inconveniences. Just call New Male and take care of it. It can happen. Feel like you again. Do it for you and make the call. New Male's number is 505-652-1688. That's 505-652-1688, or visit newmale.com and feel better.
Construction on I-40 between 98th and Coors.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Cheese is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all in and
Again, hope you got out there. If not, you watched and listened to the voice. The voice of the people. The voice of the gladiators. The voice of high school sports. The opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. That voice would be the one and only Sebastian Noel of ProView Networks, who joins us this morning on the opening drive. Happy 420. How are you, sir?
Good morning, guys. It's good to be with you guys.
Caramel or caramel?
I'm a caramel guy.
So I am too, and I found out that we're wrong, but we can still continue to pronounce it thusly. I believe everybody will understand what it is to which we are referring, but I have succumbed to we are grammatically incorrect, and I can live with that.
Are you data or data?
Ooh, that's a good one. Not really sure. Do I say data or data? I think I say, I don't know. I might mix that one up. Are you a data or data?
Data.
What about you?
Data.
You? Do you data?
I think I'm data.
Is there a right or wrong answer to that one?
No, it's the English language for you.
All right, nobody's tomato, right? Nobody. That's just some BS saying, right?
Potato.
Potato. Yeah, nobody does that. All right. Do you know
I was
why?
not expecting grammar adjacent content this morning.
Yeah, I'm not. Do you
Well,
know?
I got into sports broadcasting, so I don't have to do.
Do you know why we park in a driveway and drive in a parkway? Because I don't.
No, it's just this is very adjacent content for me.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. All right, tell me about. All right, let's start here. Was Deuce Benjamin the best high school basketball player in the state? And it feels like a pretty good get for New Mexico State.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't know what took this long, to be honest. You know, people were starting to ask questions like, "Hey, why?" You know, so yeah. Were they going through the data? No, I'm happy for Deuce. I'm happy for his dad, and I think it'll be a nice fit there. And they could use a guard like him. You know, he continues to develop. It'd be a good fit.
And Sebastian, too, when you look at Los Angeles freshman, Jalen Holland got another offer from New Mexico State as well. Just a freshman, but what is this kid sailing?
Oh, it's. I mean, we've said it before in the past, JJ. I told you guys this would be the next big guy out of here, and he's continuing to grow. He was on my show. You know, I do a show on ProView Network's Local Focus.
Good one.
Had him a couple of weeks ago, and the first thing I said to him was, "Man, how much have you grown since football season?" So he's continuing to get taller. He's continuing to get stronger. He's got a very smooth jump shot. He's a good defender. His sister and brother have played Division I basketball. That has to help a little bit. I'm sure coaches are thinking potential, right? And he's got it. He's a very, very high ceiling.
Sebastian Noel, ProView Network, joining us here on the opening drive. Some news as well. Ciebla, new boys basketball coach, new football coach. What do you think of both those moves for the school?
We'll start with basketball. Gabe Martinez, I think that's going to be a really good hire for them. He gets into a really tough district, the toughest, obviously, that has the two Rio Rancho schools, and then the two. I mean, if you look historically in the last decade, the two most successful APS schools, right? So that's going to be tough sledding for Gabe, but I'm happy for him, and I think that was a good hire. I don't really know what Albuquerque High's doing, what they're waiting on exactly, because I think they could have snatched him up before Ciebla entered the equation. So, more to come from Bulldog City, I guess. And the football hire, that's a good hire as well. But it's that one even more interesting because that district's so tough in football. Like, can you even compete in that district? And then the X factor is, okay, you get Aiden Chavez for 1 year, but then after that, I would think it's a total rebuild. So it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Sebastian, I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the basketball players, high school players, coming through ABC Basketball Prep, Brandon Mason's basketball academy, basically. And I'm watching a lot of offers come through there. And I wish I've seen more of what they're doing. I know they're playing a lot of out-of-state tournament. How good are some of the players there? What do you know about? So I know you don't see them as often as you see some of the guys who are going through traditional high school, but it's really, really making an impact, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think this morning I think I saw they have a post-grad team too, and I think that's what I'm really excited about. Is some of those guys that graduate and they're just not ready to get those offers. They're just not ready yet. They do have a post-grad team, and Santa Fe's PJ Lovato is going to join that post-grad team, and I think PJ will benefit from that tremendously. But obviously, Brandon and his team over there are putting in a lot of work, and they certainly have a great marketing department over there. And the offers are coming. And Jalen Holland's gotten a couple of them. Now, Jalen, of course, he stayed with his high school. He said, "Hey, I'm going to," and we talked about that on the show. We talked about this exact topic, and he said, "No, I wanted to be a Los Lunas Tiger." And, during the off season, then I'll work with ABC Prep. I certainly like that approach, right? Still represent your high school and then work with those guys during the summer. But there's obviously some kids that have just decided to just play for Prep. But no, obviously Brandon's a good coach. We know that. And he's got a team around him that can coach a little bit and develop guys. And he still has a network and connections. So kids are benefiting from that. And it's a good thing. The more scholarships we can get our kids, the better.
I think that's right, and it's evolving too. I think it's super young. It's in its infancy, and it's like so much right now around, and that's geared towards getting kids to the next level. So much around college athletics. I was telling JJ I sat in Orlando last week around college football and talking about the issues between transfer portals and NIL. And I think we're in a 5-year window right now, and I think we're probably in the first, maybe second year of a 5-year window where we're really trying to figure out, and I say anybody who's got anything to do with high school and or college athletics, it's an ever-changing, ever-evolving way, and that's kind of a new approach to kids around here, and for some of them it's been very successful.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last week. I mean, between the money and then between the transfer portal, the kid that suffers is the high school student athlete, right? Because coaches, why take a chance when you have 1,500 kids in the transfer portal that you have college film on, right? So essentially, the high school athlete, it's tougher to make it out of high school than ever before. So whatever avenues are available that can assist that, that's a great thing.
A couple more minutes. Sebastian Noel's with us on the opening drive.
All right, Sebastian, what do we have to look out for at softball, baseball season coming down towards tournament time? What do we need to keep an eye on?
Well, I think, La Cueva's era of invincibility, right, is kind of old. Like, Sandia beat him for the first time in, I think, 6 years, swept him. I mean, never a doubt, right? Swept them at La Cueva last week. A couple of weeks prior to that, Volcano beat them in the Metro tournament. That was the first time Volcano Vista has beat La Cueva in 4 years. So I don't think there's quite this aura of invincibility around them. And now it's wide open. Sandia obviously leapfrogged them in the district. So if they can take care of business down the stretch, they win that district, right? And Farmington's in town this weekend at La Cueva, and if the Bears continue to struggle and they continue to not pitch well, then they might be looking at third place in the district, which is unheard of. Right, so that opens it up for everybody else. But you saw last night, Cibola, they eked one out 2-1 over Cleveland. So when they have their best pitcher going, Cibola can beat you. But they don't have a lot of depth. But that means Cleveland, who had a game basically in hand against Rio Rancho in that district, they essentially gave it back by losing to Cibola. So that district's still pretty open. And so maybe more parity than ever before without La Cueva being the big, bad, dominant team. It's going to be interesting down the stretch.
All right, lastly. Your Duke City Gladiators on a little roll. Nice win. They get a touchdown with 11 seconds to go on Saturday pass to beat Tucson. Starting to string them together. Ronnie Daniels was on the field. Exciting things happen over there, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of ride the ship a little bit. Ramon Atkins, former Highlands quarterback, starting to get comfortable. And now they're on the road for 5 weeks, so never to be heard from again.
Yeah, so
right? The schedule makers in the IFL certainly not kind to the Gladiators this year, you know. You have to play the Rattlers 2 out of your first 3 games. Then you get this, you know, and then you go on the road for 5 weeks. So it's tough. They're going to have to you know, I think we'll make the playoffs, but 5 weeks in a row on the road is tough for a team that's trying to get people to come to their games. When they get back into town, let's see what happens. I mean, I think the team will be above 500 when they get back in town, and they'll be on a nice winning streak.
Good.
So hopefully they'll get some crowds.
Yeah, I hope so too. I don't know why people aren't going out in bigger numbers, going out there and seeing them, because I think the product is great. I think the whole presentation is really, really, really good, and I'm rooting for them. And hopefully, when they get back here in 5 weeks and maybe on a little winning streak, get more people out there. Hey, we'll catch up with you next week. Watch him regularly over on ProView Networks. What else you got going? Anything else people need to look for?
Mac Manzanares is my guest this week, so
there
that's
might be some big news there.
Yeah, you know what? That news didn't come out till after we filmed the show. So.
All right.
But
is it out
you
yet?
get to meet the kid with. I don't know. I don't think it is.
All right. All right.
But that's a good chance to catch up with him and talk about his story, how he really went from being this shy kid that wasn't that great to just developing and dominating every night, and good stuff.
All right. Be well. Appreciate the time.
All right, guys.
See you. He is the voice of the people, Sebastian Noel. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
If your company needs to spring into efficient hiring, then check out Indeed. They're powerful.
NAA State Championship Games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried.
This morning, Lobo Holo says on beautiful Lubbock Radio, I'll bet they're saying either San Diego State's baseball team is much better than their 1-14 record after sweeping that club. And 2 of the games weren't even that close, or the Red Raiders aren't really as good as we thought. It's not acceptable to lose in New Mexico, even if it's a windy Tuesday afternoon in April. Lobo baseball beat Texas Tech yesterday. 9th ranked team in the country, 11-10. They got wins over 2 top 10 teams. And they're struggling in league play, certainly. 505-246-0610, opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Amory, Caramel. Hello, Edward.
Tyler Hero, you're my hero. Let me tell you this, guys. Averaging Tyler Hero, who's the lead candidate to win Sixth Man of the Year, averaging a succinct 20.7 points per game, 5 rebounds and 4 assists. I'm telling you, that Heat team, I don't know if they'll get to the finals, but I have an auspicious feeling that they may get there.
They're nice.
Boy, things change quick for the Phoenix Suns, don't they?
Well, one hammy to your best player does it for a lot of teams.
Yep, absolutely. And, you know, he's such a dynamic scorer, Booker. I really like him, and it's unfortunate. Chris Paul is amazing. He's had an amazing career, Hall of Fame career. But last year's finals was abysmal for him. And Charles Barkley said on the post-game telecast, he can't do it every night, right? Night in and night out. And it might be a function of his age currently. And I just don't know if he can carry that organization to the championship, but time will tell. In terms of caramel versus caramel, I tell people all the time, when you go to Starbucks, you're essentially ordering dessert and not coffee. So take that under advisement as I continue to chisel down the ads. You know, the interview you did with, I believe his name was Peterson.
DJ Peterson.
That was stellar. Yeah, absolutely stellar. Full cognitive development of the frontal lobe in the brain doesn't occur in male and females till about 26 or 27. Hence, the maturation process, you know, takes time. And asking for help is a strength and not a weakness. So I'm so glad that he shared that and you guys reiterated it, and I thought it was an amazing interview. So continued success to that man. The Jerry West saga.
Yeah.
You know, over the past few years, we've seen documentaries come out. The 49ers coach that revolutionized the game, Bill Walsh, after the first Super Bowl, when we found out he was so insanely insecure, he resigned and hired his backup. That's how paranoid and insecure he was. And he was an amazing genius, again, that changed the game. We've seen documentary after documentary where we don't know these individuals, right? And I think Jerry West is amazing in the logo. And I don't think they did some creative, they took some creative, what's the word I'm looking for, liberties with this. It's entertainment, right? So if he can come out, and his lawyers have already kind of made a statement, so I think it's unfortunate if they portrayed him that negatively. Imagine this, my friends. Imagine being the greatest singular football player in the NFL 103-year history, and they came out with a narrative that was completely false.
Yeah, it would bother you.
And the people that did it came out and issued an apology.
Yeah.
Right? That they erroneously reported data.
Yeah, they've got it's going to be interesting to watch the saga play. I'm at the top of the hour, so I got to let you go, but appreciate the call.
Have a great day.
This is going to be really interesting to watch what the truth is. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
I'm Caleb. Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor.
Is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cindietta, and JJ Buck.
We've been some good places this morning now. Let's go more. Talked about the playoffs. Pelicans win in Phoenix last night, 125 to 114. Devin Booker went for 31 in the first half and then hurt his hamstring. Went out, did not play. Brandon Ingram had 37 points in the Pels victory to even that series, 1 game apiece. Grizzlies even up their series with the Timberwolves, 124-96. John Moran had a big day for Memphis. And Tyler Hero, you're my hero. Sorry, did I just do that? The Heat beat the Hawks 115-105. Opening drive, Jeff Cindietta, J.J. Buck. What did you think of did you hear Trae Young after the game? He scored 25 points, complaining that he had 10 turnovers. Well, I mean, if the refs are going to let them play that physical, then there's nothing you can do.
Got to adjust, man.
Welcome to the NBA,
Start
young
complaining about the refereeing, you're done.
Done.
You're in your head. It's Nick Nurse and Toronto. It's not the refereeing. It's the fact you have no one that can defend Joel Embiid. And for Trae Young, it's not that they're just overlooking everything. It's, all right, you got to be able to step up. And that was the major question. You're a small dude. You're a bucket getter. But can you adjust?
You can get
you
buckets now.
figure it out when things get a little bit more physical? Maybe when they are not calling absolutely everything, but they're still not putting you on the ground like they've done in the past. They ain't doing that to you. So I'm figuring it out. Then also for Trae Young, it's a 1 versus 8 matchup, man. There's reason you're in the playing tournament. Or what? No, they're not. They were like 10th seed.
They were, I think they were the 10th
seed, man.
They got all the way. No, they were the 9. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They were in the play.
Because it was Atlanta and Charlotte, the 9-10 matchup.
Okay.
So that's also a big factor. And Trae Young is, with what they did last season, going on the run, the star player. You ain't beating the Heat, man.
No. All right, 505-246-0610. We've gone through the playoffs. If you want to get there, we're talking about the Jerry West portrayal in Winning Time. I don't know how many of you have watched Winning Time. A lot of people have been watching this series on HBO, which has been portraying the rise of the Lakers in the late 70s, early 80s, really 1980, and moving forward, and how Jerry Buss bought that franchise and turned the Forum into the Spot, and all those things. And it portrays Jerry Buss and Jeannie, young Jeannie, Magic, Michael Cooper, Norm Nixon, Kareem, and Jerry West. I told you that one of the biggest impressions I got coming out of this was, wow, I didn't know Jerry West was that guy. He's portrayed in a very unfavorable light as a insecure, alcoholic, rage-driven, just malcontent. And his lawyers put out a letter today basically demanding an apology from HBO, saying, first of all, this is not how he is. It's not how he was portrayed in Jeff Pearlman's book on which this series is based. And they're demanding, they say, an apology. And it's like, oh, apology, okay, but I'm sorry your guys a little hurt about this. What's an apology mean? So you can get into that as well. 505-246-0610. You've been hitting us on the text line, which is the same number. We also got into the difference between caramel and caramel, and is there a difference? And evidently they're the same thing, but it's really supposed to be caramel. You were a caramel guy the whole time, right?
Yes.
Were you on caramel, or where were you?
No.
Do I have to do I have to shift now? Yeah, I heard you. You said no.
Check, mic check, 1, 2.
Yeah. No, I could hear you. I don't know if that was in my ear or not.
No, I've always been a caramel girl.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Who knew? All right. Text line says, I would see the Gladiators, but for Rio Rancho, the speed traps, the over-officious police department, and horrible traffic make for an unpleasant experience. So I'm going to tell you.
So you're telling us
I can't speed.
that you're not going to go to Rio Rancho because you can't speed.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I heard.
Got it.
So I drove out there. I didn't go last week. I went a couple weeks ago.
They might actually pull you over for speeding in Rio Rancho. I ain't going there.
Look, it did take 45 minutes from the house. I live a ways from Rio Rancho. But the traffic was not an issue. Like honestly, zero of an issue. If you relatively obey the speed laws, then you probably shouldn't have an issue. If you don't drink
a little cushion
and drive,
9 miles per hour.
Yeah. If you don't drink and drive, you're probably not going to have an issue. I would see the Gladiators, but for Rio Rancho, the speed traps, the over-officious police department, and horrible traffic make for an unpleasant experience. Saturday, they play 6 o'clock games. So it was going through Bernalillo at what, about 5:30? It wasn't that bad. Now, there's some construction out there. But
got most of that finished, which
did they?
is nice.
All right. Dude, I drove galloping back yesterday. I think there were orange cones the whole way.
Oh,
I mean, the whole way. Going through Bernalillo, you drive out. If you're coming basically from anywhere in Albuquerque, on the east side anyway, you go up to Bernalillo, go through, make a left on, what is it, Paseo del Volcan?
Mm-hmm.
Basically takes you right to the rink, to the arena. Very little traffic. This is one of those things where it gets a bad rap. And people, okay, so people watch Fox News or they watch CNN, right? Or they watch MSNBC, whatever, right? And if you watch MSNBC, you say, I don't watch Fox News. How can you watch Fox News? And if you watch Fox News, how can you watch that crap? And then you say, well, you've ever watched it? Well, hell no, I'm not watching. Well, you don't know, right? If you watch MSNBC, you're going to tell me how bad Fox News is, and I'm going to guess you've never or once watched it. It's the same kind of thing with this arena. The rhetoric has been for so long, it's impossible to get there. I can't get there. The traffic stinks. It takes forever. And so many of these people, I'm going to guess, have done it once or never. And once was probably before all the roads were expanded and made it. It's totally accessible now. You think I'm wrong on this? Is that a bad analogy?
No. It's also Burkay, man. It's what we do.
What, bitch, moan, and whine?
Well, we look at one side of the city as being, I can't even do that.
Yeah. When was the last time you were in my part of town? Yeah.
I got there over the weekend.
Did you really?
Not tramway.
Not like all
but
yeah.
You know, the mall area.
Oh, yeah.
Uptown.
Okay.
There's a family over there. We traverse. And we planned it out. It took us about a week and a half.
Yeah, got the helicopter all gassed
plan our
up.
route. Make sure we had our rations packed.
Yeah, made sandwiches.
To drive on the interstate 20 minutes the other side of town.
Extra water, brought
Not even that
blankets.
long.
Yeah, that's right. But don't you think that's right? People tend to tell you how bad things are, and they all on hearsay. They never experience it. Oh no, I mean I'm not driving all the way. It takes forever. The traffic.
What?
And maybe they did it once, but I'm just going to tell you the improvement. And I don't even know how many years it's been. I mean, COVID's kind of messed my whole mind up on sense of time. But yeah, if there was a minute where it was hard to get out there when it was first built, and it was you had to go. Now the roads are up; they're wide enough. The traffic is not bad. If you're coming from the east side of Albuquerque and you go north on I-25 and go through Bernalillo and make a left on Paseo del Volcan and go south, and it takes you right to the arena. It is not a hard drive. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's a short one. It's 40 to 45 minutes from the foothills, a little bit shorter, depending where you're coming from. But I hear all the time, I'm not, and I was there, dude. You know I was there, right? But I'm not there anymore. Like I'm over that. If it's something I want to go see, and again, I grew up in Southern California where everything was a long drive. Everything was. Most towns you got to drive to get somewhere. But I think we complain about stuff all the time, and again, I'm not going off on this particular emailer. I just wonder, how many times have you done it, and it's really not that bad. Do I wish we had an arena in Albuquerque? 100% I do. Yes, and I think things would be successful. But that's a beautiful place out there.
They've done a good job with it.
Yeah,
keeping it up. I enjoy it. Looking forward when they return home in 7 years to go to the next game.
Yeah, next season or whatever it is. Yeah, I know. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. You can send me emails. I don't even know what this means. So an all-new edition from TELUS of Ask A. Marie. Jeff, what's ABT? When was the last time ABT, Albuquerque baseball team? That's what it is. When was the last time the Albuquerque baseball team, so I guess that's the Isotopes, was above 500, Marie? Was it May 21st of 2019? April 30th of 2020? July 17th of 2021? Or 4 days ago?
Above 500?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I mean, was it we're 5-9.
Yeah, you're not there now.
We're not there now. I don't know. I'm 2019.
That's the answer. Ding, ding, ding. Ha ha. Tell her she got it. See? She hit it. Could have Googled that one, too. I saw your little meme that you put up or your little post.
It's funny.
That's right. I think it was funny, too. I think you're funny.
Oh, thanks.
Funny, ha-ha. What, now I'm a comedian? Huh? I'm funny, ha-ha? Yeah, that's right.
Thank God I got that right.
You can get a caramel now.
Vitel probably has some back here. Has a bunch of candy and
Does
stuff.
he really?
Yeah, if you ever need like a candy or a cookie or crackers, there's a whole stash back here, by the way.
Vitel likes his candy. Have I told you he's one of the most solid human beings ever?
Yes.
Yeah, one of the best
Agreed.
ever. All right, 505-246-0610. I want to get into some baseball when we get back. Interesting ninth inning in L.A. last night. Just kind of Twilight Zone-ish, but interesting. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Sports Animal and JPR Decorative Gravel.
When you're in a hurry, Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com Click on the NFHS logo and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Isotopes and Express 1045 pregame show. Right here on your home for Albuquerque Isotopes Baseball, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Jeff Sabieta, JJ Buck, a Marie, Adrienne. not the Marie.
Not the Marie.
No, just a Marie. A Marie. All right, Garrett Cole, shortest outing of his career yesterday. Concern for the Yankees. He went, an inning and a third, if I'm not mistaken. Tigers beat the Yankees yesterday. Are you concerned about what's going on with Garrett Cole?
Yes.
He should be.
Ever since they took away the sticky stuff, this dude ain't good.
They're crazy. He made a lot of money on sticky stuff.
He's the one guy that you look at and go, oh, this is really, really affecting Garrett Cole.
Oh. Yeah, that's a lot of money on sticky stuff.
Speaking of spin, there's no way for him to spin this. Oh, it was cold. Oh, the start of the season, he was complaining because the game started 7 minutes later than he expected, and it threw him off his normal routine. He was upset that Billy Crystal took a little too long to throw out the first pitch at the Yankees home opener. In 7 minutes. People were buying that BS.
Who's buying that? Like who?
People are like, yeah, man, a pitcher has a routine. If you don't believe it, you've never been an athlete. You don't know what it's all about. It was 7 minutes.
Stop.
Or he could have tossed to stay warm if he needed to.
Let me ask you this. Here's why that argument is such crap. That was a home game, right?
Mm-hmm.
The top of the first. Well, no, that's not right. He was out there to start the game. Yeah. If it was a road game, it would have been different. All right, never mind. I'd totally buy it then. I don't buy it at all. 7 minutes.
And that's what upset him about his start to the season.
What about yesterday?
So that was yesterday was the weather. It was chilly. Not a great day.
Wow. He better find a undetectable sticky substance.
6.35 earned on average.
How much does he make him?
In 3 starts.
30-something a year?
$1 bajillion.
30-something $million a year, right? It's not going to play well in the Bronx. I'm just telling you. As it gets to be warm, it's too hot. It's really humid. I can't get a good grip on the ball. Billy Crystal went long on opening day. 7 minutes. I went to see Tony Rock the other night, and he was too long at the Improv. By the way, Tony Rock's funny.
He signed a 9-year, $324 million contract.
9 for $324.
So average $36 million a year.
Is that what it is? 36.
So let's pump the brakes.
This will immediately become the worst contract in baseball.
So at $36 million, should you be expected to be able to handle a 7-minute delay? I'm just asking. Should you be adaptive enough to handle a 7-minute delay?
I mean, come on. Have fun.
I don't want to be a jerk here and be insensitive and say, "Why? I mean, I've never played, so it's a routine." I mean, look, if you interrupted my routine and we started the show 7 minutes late, I think I could adapt. Now, 7 minutes early, I'd have a problem. I might have a little
just a little.
Then I'd have to adjust my routine. But honestly, one time, $36 million a year, can you? And I'm the guy who always tells just because he's making a lot of money doesn't make him not human. But there's a reason you get paid enormous sums of money, and it's not just only because of the talent. It's your ability to be able to handle everything that goes around that talent. Does that make sense? That means your media obligations. That means getting yelled at by fans to an extent. That means travel. That means nobody's got an easy job. Do you know anybody who's got an easy job? Tell me one. I'm listening.
No.
Okay? All jobs are hard. Yours is, mine is, Garrett Cole's is. He can do what he does or could at some point better than almost anybody in the world, hence he's making $36 million a year to do it. But with those salaries comes a few expectations. And I would imagine that one of those expectations would be to be adaptable because your game was delayed 7 minutes because Billy Crystal took a while. Is that absurd?
No, it is not.
I mean, come on. All right.
What is he really upset about? I feel like he's
getting beat. Not pitching well. Not having the gooey, sticky stuff on his fingers to get the extra spin.
This was a dude that last season got MVP votes and he still was really good.
I mean, sometimes just say I didn't have it, man. I'm off to a bad start. Don't Trae Young me with this. Like, I really like Trae Young, the Atlanta Hawks guard, but your excuses are, well, we were tired after playing on Friday and we played. All right, I'm almost buying that one, right? Opening game of a series, we got beaten an 8-1 series. All right. Next one is I had 10 turnovers. Well, if the refs are going to let him play, do we have that clip? Do we have Trae Young anywhere from last night? I want to hear that. If we do. Meanwhile, Dodger Stadium last night. Did you see the end of a Dodger game? It was probably late. It was right when I got back from Gallup and I was ironing shirts and my shirt and put on the end of the game. Kenley Jansen came in to close the game at Dodger Stadium. It's happened a million times, right? Kenley Jansen came out of the visitors' bullpen wearing visiting gray last night to close out the game. Quote, "That's weird as hell." I faced, and by the way, the last out of the game, did you see who he faced for the final out of the game? Freddie Freeman, the Braves legend who is now wearing Dodger blue. Just a kooky, weird, bizarre. So here comes Kenley Jansen to close the game at Dodger Stadium, which we've seen, I don't know,
hundreds of times.
That's right. There's Freddie Freeman at the plate. No, they faced each other tens of times. Now they're in opposite uniforms. It was weird. Jansen got the final out. Freddie flew out to left center. Braves win 3-1. Quote, "I faced that guy so many times in all those Braves series. Now it's vice versa." Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how the game is now, but it's fun. That was Kenley Jansen's quote. Yeah, it's fun when you win, isn't it? Ask Freddie how fun it was. Kind of weird, though, huh? I was okay when the Braves got Kenley Jansen. A Braves fan texted me after I think the first or second game of the season. Can you take him back now?
Hey, that's the thing with relievers, man. It is Mariano Rivera. They're few and far between of dudes that you can rely on for that
long.
It is a volatile position in sports.
So, history over the last 30 years, I'm going to say, is littered with guys who were great relievers for a 2 to 3 year period. Like gas throwers, right? Unstoppable, great closers. Great closer. Great. Like numbers, historically, I don't overuse that word. But sustainable, to your point?
Not.
There's just so few of them. That's why there's so few closers in the Hall of Fame. You're going to tell me about Eric Gagne, or you're going to tell me about, who's your favorite closer? You know, it's Kimbrel now.
Ooh, got Trevor Hoffman in there.
Well, Trevor Hoffman. He's a different breed. He did it for a long time. No, he did it for a long time. And I think he's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he? He should be. Yeah.
And it's just in the way you adapt relievers. You know, because you could be a failed starter, all of a sudden become a great reliever, and all those lines.
Many of them.
If I was a general manager, I would never give longer than a 2-year deal to a bullpen arm. Just wouldn't do it.
And you probably would lose him.
Yeah.
And you would probably lose him, right? Because somebody will give it to him. Because it's such an invaluable position on your roster to have that guy who is going to drop the hammer and close it and protect a one-run lead in the ninth. And especially in today's baseball. You know, you go back in the 70s and relievers were coming in and throwing 2 to 3 innings a night and coming back tomorrow. But in today's baseball, where you got your 6th inning guy and your 7th inning guy and your 8th inning guy, you're going to come up with probably a list of 20 names over the last 15, 20 years of guys who were really, really, really good relievers, really good closers. Paul, you probably got a few. Hello, Paul.
Hi, yeah, I was just on this exciting drive to Los Lunas right now, and I heard you guys talking about closers and, you know, growing up in the late 70s and 80s and, you know, enjoying those closers like Dave Righetti. You know, he had his little run there for a while. A lot of times these guys were converted as starters, and they didn't work out too well. So then, you know, Righetti ended up having a nice little run there as a reliever, and then Bobby Thigpen. I mean, he was unhittable for a few years, but
Mike Marshall.
I just miss Lee Smith and Todd Worrell and Goose Gossage these big, massive men. But remember how Lee Smith would just walk out with that Jerry curl, intimidating this can be?
And Goose with that Goose Gossage with that big mustache. Remember the Mad Hungarian, Al Raboski? So Raboski used to come in for the Cardinals, and JJ, he would take his warm-up pitches and get his 7 pitches and stand behind the mound with his back to the batter, talk to himself, slam the ball into his glove, and turn around all angry. And he was a good reliever. Yeah. They were great ones.
Yeah, and then Todd Worrell. Todd Worrell was like 6'7", 6'6".
Yeah,
that guy would just come in and mow people down.
Yeah, and I think a lot of those. I know Raleigh. Thanks, Paul. Raleigh Fingers was a converted starter. I know Mike Marshall. I'm almost certain was. Well, yeah. But how long can they go? Those guys went, and again, that was a different era. I would almost say mid-'80s is when the eras changed, wouldn't you? Well, just baseball for pitchers. How about that? For pitchers, for what was expected of pitchers, whether it was a 4-man rotation, which it was, whether 7 innings was a quality start instead of getting into the 6th now.
You got a complete 6.
Okay, for a quality start.
3 earned runs or less.
Okay. Whether it was how many days rest did you need, whether it was how many innings did a bullpen guy throw? Yeah, I think about mid-'80s is when it started to change the standards. So that's good stuff. All right, when we come back, I'm going to play you Trey Young, or I'm not going to. A. Marie will. I do squat. But I want your thoughts on what the Atlanta Hawks star said, and you'll hear it from him, after last night's loss in the playoffs to Miami. So that's coming up. You can get in at 505-246-0610. I ask you every day, who's watching your home? And I ask you that because the bad guys are out there, and you know that property crime's on the increase, and there's a shortage of officers. And that's why I reached out years ago to Aaron Jones and International Protective Service. I hope it's the good guys who are watching your home. IPS watches my home. I see them by there every single day, not just when I'm traveling, but every day they come by. It provides security, provides peace of mind for my family, and actually for my neighbors. My next-door neighbor just started using IPS a few months ago. When you travel, it's even more peace of mind. They'll pick up the mail, roll the garbage cans to the curb and back. If you get a package that is dropped off on your porch, they will pick it up so somebody else doesn't and hold it for you until you get back. They started doing this 16 years ago in Fort Hills, and now business owners and homeowners all over Albuquerque trust IPS to protect what they've worked so hard to build. Look, Aaron's from here. He's passionate about making Albuquerque a safer place to live and work. Watches your home, watches your business with highly trained armed guards for 24-hour patrols. Committed to this city and to our protection. Call IPS, see what they can do for you. The number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. Or visit them online. The website is ipsglobal.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore.
Dream Style Stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style.
But I do need you in this segment because we're gonna go to Trae Young. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. All right, last night, Atlanta Hawks get beat by the Miami Heat, 115-105, and they are down 2-0 in the series. Trae Young, Ice Trae, who was so good in the play-in victory that got them to this point. 25 points. He had 10 rebounds. This is Trae Young after the game, after the loss, the young star, discussing the turnovers and the way the game was played.
I mean, obviously we felt we let one slip away, but I mean, if the refs going to let them be as physical as they are and not call fouls, I mean, it's going to be hard to really do anything anyway. So it's got to be a little bit better with knowing where we got to be and just be ready to take care of home.
Not even sure what that says other than blaming on the refs. We got to be a little bit better of knowing what we're going to be. Is that what he said? And take care of home. I heard the refs aren't calling anything, and if that's how it's going to be, then I can't play. What'd you hear?
Yeah, I heard about the refs.
Yeah. Look, there's a couple things that are really bad looks in sports. Okay, if your mom or your wife is tweeting to defend you, it is never a good look. And if you are blaming your performance on the refs, it is never a good look. Other dudes on his team did not have 10 turnovers.
No.
Trae Young is a really dynamic player, right? A really dynamic player. He is, dare I say, a budding superstar. I think he's a star. I don't know if he's a superstar, but he's a star in this league.
He is.
He is one of the best shooters in this league, maybe third or fourth after Steph and Lillard and maybe Clay. Is there a better shooter other than him that I'm forgetting? Just flat-out shooter when he's hot?
He's that dude.
Okay. He is a terrific front runner. And I'm not here to beat the hell out of him. Honestly, I'm not. Because I like his game. I love his brashness. I love the fact that he can go into an arena like Madison Square Garden and beat the other team and take a bow and realize that the greatest sound in sports is silence in the other team's arena. that he can address the crowd without sticking his middle finger in the air, right? He can bow. But as good of a front runner as he is, he's got to be able to accept we got beat. And with all due respect, the NBA is a physical game. It is a contact sport. I didn't see the game last night, okay? I was going back and forth to Gallup. Did you think the referees played a part in this? Do you think they treated him unfairly?
I don't think they treated him unfairly, but this is – everyone knows things are a little bit different in the playoffs.
All right.
And even within that, there's going to be different flows to each game, which can be frustrating, but you have to wrap your head around it.
So was it different than the first game?
They are being physical, which it's not different.
Okay.
But that's why he was upset.
Yeah.
Because the Heat are taking him out of the game with the physicality, and you have to adjust to that. But there's only so much Trae Young's going to be able to do because he's not getting bigger.
No.
It's all right. That's his size. So how are you best going to do it? Like, how do you get open? And when you have the best two-way player in the game, one of the best defenders, Jimmy Butler, that's going to be guarding you a ton.
Took him over.
It's not going to be a good day for Trae Young. And so it's tough. You know, I think like Nick Nurse, he's trying to do the same thing, get it out there. Like Embiid is getting away with everything. Embiid is doing this. Embiid is being overly physical. Call more fouls. You're always going to get a little bit of that at times from coaches.
Yeah.
But this from Trae Young is the last thing you want to hear from the player, is because then it's excuse making. They're in his head. And the fact is, too, this is still a 1 versus 10 matchup when it's all said and done.
So I buy a lot of that. I really do. Is it okay, more acceptable maybe, or how about this, more palatable, when it's coming from a coach as opposed to a player? When Nick Nurse says Embiid's getting away with this, because I think it is. Embiid's getting away with pushing. He's getting away with as opposed to a player saying they're beating me up. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. They're too physical. They're beating me up. I think it's one thing, and maybe this is a situation where Nate McMillan, the head coach, needs to say something as opposed to Trae. But Trae, it's just a bad look. And I really like the player. I really like the player. I think he's dynamic. I love his brashness. So you think of him about the same size as Steph Curry, right?
He's smaller.
He is smaller. So Curry is 6'2", 185. That's how he's listed. Mm-hmm. Trae Young's listed as 6'1", 164, 20 pounds lighter. And you say he's not going to get any bigger, and you're probably right. He is going to have to get tougher. Right? Now, I don't know if that means weight room. I don't know. You know, we talk a lot at the college level about bigger guards.
There's only so much you can do.
There's only so much you can do.
Like, him getting, like, his weight room strength, you know, think of it, bring it right back home, like Jalen House.
Yeah,
like,
that's where I was going.
You want to be able to play through contact, but there's also going to be a limit. Like, you go out there and you bulk up in the offseason, then you're just not the same player.
All right, so is that 20 pounds? Because Steph plays through it. I don't know that I've ever heard, and Steph gets physical.
Steph's a bigger frame. He's just a bigger.
So he's 6'2", $185. And look, Trae Young is at 6'1", 164.
Trae Young ain't 6'1".
You don't think he's 6'1"?
One of those ones.
I'm just telling you the listing numbers. I'm just giving you the numbers they're listed at.
So it's maybe 6 feet.
Okay. All right. Look, and you know I love the little guys that do amazing things. I'm enamored by guys at 6'2", 6'1" who can take over a 6'9" man's game. I am. I think it's special. To me, it's exciting. It just takes a special individual. It's one thing to be 6'9" and physically dominant and have those skills. And while I'm still impressed, this is just me. I'm not telling you. I've always, because I'm a smaller guy, I've always been so impressed by a guard who can take over a game like that at that level. And so I love his game. But does Nate McMillan got to pull him over tonight? I mean, Nate McMillan was a really good player, was a really good pro, and I think he's a terrific coach. Say, hey, man, like that's a bad look. Now, you might even be right.
I don't think he's going to go that far.
Let me fight your battles.
But he just say, I got you, lock back in, focus on what we have to do. Because to me, this isn't necessarily about Trae Young not handling it, because watching that game, it's not like egregious. Like watching the playoff action, sure, there's kind of, it might be more physical, but they're not calling it like a complete 180 from the regular season. To me, it's just the fact that they're getting to Trae Young, and you're the 10th place team in the Eastern Conference. Like it's
Then there's that. Then there
like
really
that's
is a
what's
talent
standing out to
disparity.
me.
Yeah.
It's all right. Trae Young, they're getting into him. They're making it tough, but then also like, who's going to step up?
Somebody better.
And you're not getting that, and thus it looks like this. And I do credit though, like they did not play bad yesterday. Like they responded. Atlanta played a good basketball game.
They just got beat.
They got Jimmy Butler.
They got beat by the number 1 seed. Jimmy Butler went for 45. Jimmy Butler, the most underrated player of this generation. Does he have to win a title first?
Well, that's always the.
No, honestly, I mean,
Yeah, Jimmy Butler is like Chris Paul. In terms, like Chris Paul's the best point guard. In
So
the game.
why do I maybe because Jimmy Butler isn't a point guard, and so he's not the best. But I think Jimmy
led
Butler,
that team to the NBA Finals.
I think Jimmy Butler's a better player than Chris Paul. I think he has been throughout his career. You think I'm just out of my mind?
I think Jimmy Butler and Chris Paul are comparable, but not throughout his career.
Okay. Because you can't say Jimmy Butler's the best at what, right? He probably isn't. He's not the best. What is he? Shooting guard? Is he a 3? Is he a small forward? Is that where you put him? As a 3? He's probably not the best small forward of this generation. But I look at him. If you'd have asked me in the last 10 years, who would you rather have on your team, Chris Paul? And it's hard to say because if I needed a point guard. But I've always loved Jimmy Butler's game. When he was with the Bulls, I thought he was terrific. I mean, and maybe, I don't know if he's ever going to get it. I just don't see Miami getting through this year. But, all right, final break. I'll check and see if you sent any correspondence, which I've not gotten to you yet. 505-246-0610. I guess I'm not going to be able to break that news today, and it'll probably come out sometime today, and we'll have the young man on tomorrow, local talent that's going to play for a local team. But I want to give it to you so bad, but I haven't got the green light to go ahead and do it. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This Boomer.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
miss. Strike 3, and that will do it. 14 strikeouts on the day for Nico Barella, and the Sandia Matadors take both games today. She'll crank it to center field once again. Oh, look at the wind just carry that one. And that's a home run for Madison Frisella. The Eagles take the lead on a solo shot to center field.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons.
On tonight. Kyrie Irving back in action
Oh boy, I can't wait.
in Boston. The finger.
The finger.
50 grand. What do you think of that, by the way? It was 50. 50 seemed
50
about right.
schmifty.
So what does he do now, though? So he just got
can't
hit.
just keep flipping these people
What if
off,
he just
man.
uses a different finger or something? That would be
All
good.
right, so that's really funny. What if he puts up these?
What if he's like-
No, what if he puts up the pinkies?
Or and you can't see because we're doing radio. Friends, they go like this.
Yeah. Or what if he puts up pinkies?
Or something.
Or what if he puts up
He should-
his forefinger?
I'm number one.
Or how about he win?
Well, all right, winning really again. What's the best?
Win the game.
What's the best sound in sports? What does he do though? Because he was pretty defiant, and pretty secure in his reasoning for doing what he did, and pretty certain that he was right. Now he had to know he was going to get fined. He may appeal the fine. He's not going to. You know, there's rules, and you can't flip off the crowd on a regular basis. You just can't. So does he do it again?
Did you just say appeal the fine?
Yeah. Why?
Like there's video evidence just flipping people off and be like, I want to appeal this, please.
Yeah, but I mean, it shouldn't be 50 grand. It should be 10. And they're like, yeah, sorry, no, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like.
Like I like my 7-game suspension to be 6 now.
Appeal not the right word? Like,
Oh, he's not appealing. It's because it's not a suspension.
So what's he going to do though? Like, because it was game 1 and he was very, very assertive that he was right.
Yeah.
That there was a reason that he did it. That he shouldn't have to take this crap in the first quarter of game 1 of a series on the road in a hostile environment. And do you think the Boston fans are going to ease on him tonight?
No, they're going to.
Double down.
They're going to say even worse things if it's possible. If that is possible, Boston fans will find a way. They will find a way.
So where does he go tonight?
He's just got a ball. Like and this is why I felt weird about it on Sunday and talking about it. Like if you want to chirp back, like I'm okay with that. Like if someone is saying something and you want to go, all right, take this, man. How does this one think? But I didn't like the flipping off from Kyrie. I don't think that's an effective way to send your message. Come out, ball. I think it's like you were saying, like kind of he's talking about embracing it, but you're not really embracing it.
You're not
going right back at him. I guess if that's his way of embracing it. But if you want to upset them, then you got to play it like Trae Young did, like soak it in,
beat him and bow,
Like that is going to be the like they don't care about the finger. They love that. They're like, haha, we got you.
Nope.
We got you.
Splash and salute.
Yeah.
Just right. Yeah. Not with one finger. All right, text line says Yankees won last night. You're right. I was wrong on that. We were talking about Garrett Cole, and you said, what's he upset about? I said, they're losing. They won last night. It's pronounced Carmel, like Clint Eastwood was mayor next to Pebble Beach. It's Carmel. Okay, but that's the town. It's not the gooey, sugary candy. Closers and sports personalities come and go. Yes, they do. As does your insurance agent and your bank teller and grocery clerk, as does everybody. Yes, that's right. All right, Santa Ana Star Center says Lobo Hobo. Jeff, with $4 gas, no thanks. It would cost me more driving from Albuquerque than tickets to get into the stadium. Okay. Again, everybody's got to make decisions, man. If the gas prices are precluding you from doing that, I got it. Okay. Let me tell you. Gus says that just shows how bad baseball's been around here. Granted, 1 year was wasted, but it has been almost 3, not since a championship, not since the tournament, but almost 3 years since the Isotopes had a winning record. Isn't that insane? If that's right, and I have no reason to believe it's not, last time they were above 500 was in, what do you say, May of 19 or something? Wow. That is insane. Jeremy says NBA tape delay. Jeff, back in the day. It's another good, back in the day. CBS had a powerhouse prime. Didn't you give me this yesterday? Didn't I say this? They didn't want to pull on the air the critical ratings period, so the NBA restructured their schedule, pushing back the championship game, thinking was if it was played after Memorial Day, you got into summer reruns, and more of the games wouldn't be able to be shown live if CBS wasn't getting complaints from people crying that 60 Minutes was preempted. I don't know that I knew that. That's why it got pushed back past Memorial Day because of CBS's TV. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, especially when there was far fewer channels to put things on.
ABC, ESPN still have the majority. Well, I know they have the finals. Conference finals are split between them and Turner.
Yes.
And then kind of the playoffs now are totally split between, almost evenly, between them and Turner. Turner does a nice job, man. You know what's happened? I'll give you one of the best things that has happened in the evolution of sports broadcasting is the sharing of talent across networks. Where it used to be, man, if you were an ABC guy, you would not be on NBC. Well, now Jim Nance will cross over and be on Golf Channel, right, which is an NBC property. Or you'll have, when Joe Buck was on Fox, you have crossovers. Guys will be allowed to appear on other networks, as opposed to back in the day where you would, well, the other ones don't exist. I think that's been beneficial to our business. I mean, does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, it's still kind of few and far between because like Jim Nance is elevated above that.
Okay.
Because especially when you're calling like the events he calls.
Yeah, he's the dog. No, he's the dog. I guess I missed, and I was just having this conversation with some people at ESPN last week in Orlando. What do you make of Joe Buck and Troy Aikman now taking over Monday Night Football? Does that mean anything to you? Will you watch more or less?
I'll watch the same.
Okay, here it was explained to me this way. The fact that those guys are the broadcast crew will mean, maybe not this year, but in years following, a better slate of games for Monday Night Football.
Really?
Because if
How
you
it used to be way longer.
well, it used to be, and then Sunday night kind of came in and got Sunday night. I think we would all agree, and sometimes it's luck, and sometimes it's not. Has gotten the better matchups, right?
Because it's easier to flex the game to Sunday night.
On Sunday, certainly it is.
Just not
Certainly it is.
Thursday.
Yeah, no. But the thought is you'll get better matchups, hence better ratings.
Interesting.
Because you've got such a credible crew. So it was good insight that I hadn't thought of why they paid him so much money. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd follows that. No, that's not right. Jim Rome is next for a while, then you get baseball. Isotopes Baseball, Colin Cowherd after that, and then 2 Men On. Thanks to DJ Peterson for being with us today. Adrian, great work. A. Marie, terrific work.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, as terrific as Adrian. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I don't want to. Hey, big day for you today.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the
miss. Strike 3, and that will do it. 14 strikeouts on the day for Nico Barella, and the Sandia Matadors take both games today. She'll crank it to center field once again. Oh, look at the wind just carry that one. And that's a home run for Madison Frisella. The Eagles take the lead on a solo shot to center field. Gets the high five from the coach.
Castaneda once again with the big lead, and now he takes off. Santiago with the throw. Got him.
Shows bunt, takes strike. Uh-oh, the tag's over at third, and he got him. Oh. King laces it to left field. The attempt to score, I think she's got her. She certainly has.
Two-one now the count. There's a shot. Fire, fire, fire. Good night now. 3-1 bomb by Aiden Griego.
Gets a piece of that one. Just a great play by the second baseman. A leaping catch by Adon Young.
One runner's across, and the Sartans will walk this one off. That is the game.
Here in the city of champions. Rottweiler fires away, taken by second base, and that is a double play. So Elliott gets out of the inning. Play 2 outs now for the Rams. Vasquez chops it, Kamats hits it, goes to second, and tossing him out. I'll tell you what, that was crazy as the second baseman, Barraza, caught it off the tip and fires it in time to Adcox for the third out.